Cutting Dead? We've already started. Is the Capcom from plot? Like, why did you presume that you're going to do a Capcom? We've already began. Video's already recording.
That is true.
All right, starting on what? So what's your number 25? We're halfway now.
Finally, we are halfway.
Oh, living on a
Squidward on a chair.
Dang.
We are talking about Zombieland today. 2009, knee deep in the recession.
Oh yeah. Housing crisis. Yep.
Yeah. And it definitely shows because, the economy looks like it's gone a very bad turn in Zombieland.
We're covering Zombieland.
Yep. A fun horror comedy.
Yep.
That's somewhat similar to another horror comedy that we have reviewed before, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Did we talk about Evil Dead already or not yet?
I don't remember. I don't recall. Anyways.
So.
This movie, Zombieland, came out in 2009.
Yep.
Anyone who lived through cinema in 2009 will know this was during the depth of the zombie craze.
Yay, we're back with the zombie craze again.
Oh my god. For anyone who wasn't around during that time period, there was a lot of zombie movies being made. Mm-hmm. And I mean a lot. Just in media in general. I think it really starts with Resident Evil, and it ends with Warm Bodies.
Good lord, I forgot about Warm Bodies being a thing.
Yeah, Warm Bodies ends it because it finally just parodies itself.
Isn't Warm Bodies also like a alternative adaptation of Romeo and Juliet?
Probably.
Because I can't fully remember. I heard somebody say that before, but I didn't...
I wouldn't be surprised.
I didn't know for sure. Cause I never actually seen Warm Bodies, actually.
Yeah, I've never seen it. But, like, what it was, the zombie craze, it started with Resident Evil, went all the way to Warm Bodies, and the reason why everything under the sun was being adapted into a zombie apocalypse film.
Yep.
Everything. There was so much zombie media being made. It was everywhere. Zombies became an absolute craze. That's also why nowadays, in case you're curious why you don't see zombie stuff a lot, it's because of this time period. It was done to death for like 10 years.
Yep. And also, I'm trying to remember, I actually don't think George Romero actually made any zombie movies during this whole craze, actually.
I'm not sure.
Because, George Romero died in 2017.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And I remember the day he died, because I was at work, and then my coworker said, oh, he died. And I was like, dang. I'm going to rewatch Night of the Living Dead, actually, later on. But I don't think he actually did.
I wonder what his last directing credit was, so... Because it probably was well before that.
Probably.
I'm not sure.
So, yeah, but Zombieland feels like a large amount of it is mostly a parody. Heck, there's actually one thing I would say about Zombieland that it fully reminds me of, now that I think about it. Left 4 Dead.
Yes. This movie gets compared to Left 4 Dead a lot. Left 4 Dead is...
Like, it is, like, feels like an adaptation of Left 4 Dead, or at least Left 4 Dead 2.
Especially, it is very, like... They came out roughly around the same time.
Yeah.
Very close. And you can absolutely see those two mediums get compared a lot. I'm not sure which one's the chicken and the egg, or if they're just around the same time.
They probably walked out of the waters together. Whatever, I forgot the name of that creature. That's supposed to be the ancestor to most living animals on the planet. But
yeah, it's the two, like, if you've played Left 4 Dead, it's very similar to Zombieland. And the reason why you probably know Zombieland is probably because of Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead is still an extremely popular video game, and Zombieland gets tied to that a lot because of it. Because in the end of the day, Left 4 Dead is a video game about 4 people trying to survive the zombie apocalypse, going from area to area to kill zombies and get to the escape.
Yep.
Zombieland is about 4 people living through a zombie apocalypse, going from area to area.
Yep. Literally a point A to point B scenario.
Yep.
So do you have any background, like, I don't know, I wouldn't say nostalgia, I guess, for example.
Yeah, like, what's your experience with this movie?
I saw it in 2009 or 2010.
So around release.
Yep. My cousin showed it to me. Loved it ever since. Did not rewatch it a whole bunch compared to other movies that she's shown me before. but it's definitely one of those movies that I like to tell people, this is a fun, crowd-pleasing movie. Like, literally, there are some movies that I say that are literally the embodiment of the word fun. This is easily one of them. What about you? Any...
As per usual with movies on this channel that are not my list, I watched this, I think, 10 hours ago. Actually, no, not even that. I think because I didn't sleep a lot last night, so I think it was a little bit less because I watched it right before I went to bed.
Well, to be fair, I didn't go to bed this morning until like 2 or 3 in the morning, and it's
I was a bit
It was a stupid reason. Why? I guess I could say it because it's news related. If you want me to say, I guess. I got a phone call from somebody that I know up in D.C.
Oh.
You know Lindsey Graham by any chance?
Yeah.
He's dead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 71. He just
Dang.
got sick, dead.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, as the time of this video, that's
The dating the video.
The date of us recording this episode, it's like, that's the big news right now.
Funny thing is, I think I've discussed this before with you. When I go somewhere, I don't check the news before I hang out with someone. Yeah. So I did not hear about this, but I heard about it.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I don't think he's known about this.
Yeah, I know, because I don't check the news before I leave the house. I check that typically, like, unless... If I'm not going anywhere that day, I check the news.
Like, I immediately messaged Chris saying, hey, I know it's, like, almost 3 a.m., but I need to let you know, like, this is just now breaking news. And he's like, you're fucking shitting me. And he's like, oh my god, it's real. It's like, yeah, this is real. But anyway, this is not a news channel. But yeah, this Zombieland. So you basically saw it like, you have a lot of experience with it within 10 hours ago.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yep.
This is very similar to the last episode.
You just need to start doing this from now on. Like, if we're going to record an episode, make sure to watch it like, you need to watch it like 30 minutes before.
I typically try. Well, I'm not going to do that. But...
I mean, don't always do that, actually, because it's pretty hard.
I think I did that for one of them, but I just forgot to mention it. I watched it literally right before you got here.
Well, actually, I do have a movie on, like, our whole, like, session of recording the episodes today of a movie that I literally saw for the first time, like, 10 hours ago. So
okay. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get there. So I'll have my own experience of that. But Zombieland. Do you know anything at least about the movie, like, before going into it, at least?
I knew it was very similar to Left 4 Dead, because I had played through Left 4 Dead 1 and 2.
Yes.
And I heard lots of comparisons to Zombieland during that time.
That's fair.
So, like, I had never seen Zombieland, but I've always heard it compared to Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
So, I know of Zombieland through that.
Affectionately compared. Like,
yeah.
Affectionately.
Yeah.
Alright, so. I guess with that being said, shall we start off with writing?
Yes.
In my opinion, the writing in this movie, it's very good, but the only thing I have to say about it is that the plot, it's pretty thin.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very generic point A to point B plot.
Yeah.
But what carries it is the characters, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, the characters are so much fun.
It is a movie led by eccentrics.
Yes.
So, this is a typical thing that happens with a lot of movies. It also... There is two things that you need to keep in mind. You could have one of the best plots in the world, but if your characters suck effing garbage, the movie's probably not going to be very good.
Yeah.
You could have a god-awful plot, but some of the best characters ever put to screen, and it'll be seen as an amazing movie.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, that's just how it always goes. It seems to be like a very consistent thing, where it's like, yeah, character, like, the plot is cool. Characters just suck.
Yeah. That's the thing that's the medium specificity with film.
Yeah.
Is you get the luxury of, you don't really need a plot to carry it. This is the opposition to, like, a book. Mm-hmm. You really need a strong plot to carry a book. Mm-hmm. Characters, a good character can really help, but you can have relatively weak characters with a book. Compared to a movie, you can have a weak plot, but the characters are critical. That's, like, the medium specificity of the separation there. Mm-hmm. And that's what often happens with that, but with Zombieland in particular, yeah, they very much lean into trying to have very fascinating characters.
Mm-hmm. Really don't have much to say about writing. It's not really, like, they don't execute the point A to point B plot or anything, but it's, like, it's not the focal point of the movie. The acting, on the other hand, I guess we can talk about that. So, Crap, what's the main character's name? I cannot remember for the life of me right now.
I don't remember either. No.
Is it Michael Cera?
No, it's not Michael Cera.
Who the heck is it?
I'm not sure. I thought it was Michael Cera when I first, I think
what
I talked about that in a later episode. I was like, oh yeah, Michael Cera. It's like, I watched the movie, I was like, wait, that's not Michael Cera. That's the guy that's in,
The Social.
Social.
He plays as Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Which does look like Mark Zuckerberg, I'll give him that much.
He's a very good actor.
Very good actor. It's just that he's in this movie and it's not Michael Cera,
Yeah.
which, honestly...
He plays a character that feels like it would be played by Michael Cera, though.
Honestly, because, literally, his character feels very, Scott Pilgrim-esque.
Yeah, this feels like someone that the first pick was Michael Cera, that they didn't get Michael Cera, so they went, let's get this guy instead, who also has dense curly red hair.
Yep. Even then, plays his character well.
Yeah.
Dorky, and, somehow you would expect him to be, one of the first people to die in the zombie apocalypse. Yeah. I'm only saving the best actor for last. We gotta mention the other three.
Oh, yep.
Our main two female leads and our actual macho just absolutely adores the fact that he's in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, the stereotypical guy who's living in the apocalypse man.
Yeah, literally, he's the one, you might know this type of guy where hoards a lot of guns, continues to say about how the government's gonna take over everything, and you gotta build up your armory and whatnot, and have food rations and everything. He's basically him, but the one added fact that just makes it super funny with him is that, what's his main motivation for surviving the freaking apocalypse? I want to find a Twinkie.
Yep.
Go right on. I hate how it reminds me of this show. Remember Rick and Morty about 10 years ago? About the whole Szechuan sauce fiasco?
Yes, I remember this. Yeah.
Yep. It just reminds me of that for some reason. Because everybody's having nostalgia for a sauce they never had before.
Yep.
And then they brought it back. Nobody liked it, to be honest, as far as I've heard.
Some people thought, the general consensus was it was fine. It was overhyped.
I didn't even get to try it. Kind of makes me sad, but...
I didn't try it. That was the general consensus I got as someone who wasn't really a part of it, was just...
Yeah.
Everyone being like, it was overhyped. It was fine.
I mean, I just never wanted to try it because I just saw people making asses of themselves in public.
Yeah.
Like the guy standing up on the countertop yelling, "Where's the Szechuan sauce?"
Yeah.
It's like, well, why? But the whole thing with the Twinkies, though, was it actually... Did this movie came out a couple years or after the fact when Hostess initially closed down?
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to remember that because I remember when everybody was going up in arms about Hostess closing its doors and Twinkies, ho-hos, and whatnots are not going to be made anymore.
Yeah.
So now I'm just trying to think, did they put that in because Hostess was closing down and they were trying to show that people wanted their Twinkies back? It wouldn't surprise me, but I can't fully remember if that was around the same time or not.
I'm not sure either.
Huh.
I'm not a Hostess person, and literally, you've already named more Hostess treats than I can name.
Because I have had them before when I was growing up. I think this was a year or two ago, and I was like, dang, I haven't had one of those in a long time. Are they even as good as I remembered? And I took one bite, and I was like,
yeah.
No, it's too sweet.
Yeah.
Too sweet.
I'm not surprised.
Yep. This is definitely something that is nostalgic for a kid.
Yeah.
So, no thank you. Oh, man. I hate to say it, but it was almost a week ago when I rewatched Zombieland, and I cannot remember for the life of me the female leads.
So, all of the people in this movie are named after places.
Yes.
We have the main guy, Columbus.
Yep.
Named after Columbus, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Tallahassee.
Florida.
Yep. Then we have the youngest girl, Little Rock.
Arkansas.
Yep. And then we have... Shoot, it was somewhere in Nevada, I think. I can't remember.
I can pull it up.
Yeah, if you want to pull it up.
Yep. All of them pretty much are pretty well done, though. It's not to say, you can't remember them, so they must be bad. No, they all play their parts pretty well, actually.
Yeah, it's all fine.
They actually have some pretty fun characters and whatnot. And I can see why people fully love them or even remember them fondly. It's just that it feels weird to me that this movie came out in 2009. It took them a decade to make a sequel.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, yeah, I remember when that came out. It's like, this movie definitely feels like it's very sequelable. Because watching this, I was like, man, I'm surprised. Because I know this movie got a sequel years later. I was watching it, I was like, I'm surprised this didn't get, like, an immediate sequel.
Yep. I mean, the sequel came out right when the zombie craze was dead.
Yep.
And I don't even know if anybody really went on to see it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Emma Stone playing as Wichita.
Wichita, that's what it was.
That's in Kansas.
Yeah. I went a little too far out west. It was.
I mean, you're in the Midwest, but yeah, you're not in the West.
You're not in the West.
Yep. I mean, look, we have Jesse Eisenberg playing as Columbus.
Yep.
And Emma Stone. Those
Jesse
are
Eisenberg, that's the name.
Yep. Those are our two main, like, star-studded cast members that are in this movie, other than the third one, which I'll get into in a minute. Yeah, and they have Emma Stone playing as Wichita.
Yep.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, they pretty much act pretty much... Like, they pretty much are good. Like,
yeah, they're fine.
I can't say anything else about it. Okay, I guess now we can talk about it now. Probably one of the best cameos in any movie ever. Bill Murray in it.
I know how much you are into this cameo, yeah.
Yeah, I love this cameo so much. He just... So, in the midway point of the movie is, like, for people who've never seen this movie, I guess. Bill Murray shows up. And he is just in a mansion, and he's just, like, dressed up in, like, a whole thing of, like, trying to look like a zombie so, like, he could just pass off as it. But, yeah, people... I think, like, what was it? The younger girl or whatever, she didn't recognize him or whatever, so she just shoots him.
Nope.
Or who was it that does that?
That was Columbus, because they were watching a movie, and then he heard, turns around, sees a zombie, immediately grabs his gun and shoots.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
And because he remember for the rest of the movie, he's like, I'm so sorry about Bill Murray. I'm just so sorry, man.
Yep. And he doesn't even play like a character or anything. He's like, no, this is actually Bill Murray.
Because it's a running gag. It's a running gag in the movie that anytime he goes Tallahassee, he goes, "Let me start with my 3-step apology." Because he does that at the beginning, he does that to Bill Murray, then he does that at the very end.
Yep.
Because he sprays the perfume. It's like, oh, here's my 3-part apology.
Yep.
And then kills Bill Murray. Here's my 3-part apology. And then there's the part with the Twinkies, and it's like, here's my 3-part apology.
But then there's also the scene with Bill Murray. As he lays dying, he's asked by the younger sister, or Little Rock.
Yep.
Do you have any regrets? Garfield, maybe.
Maybe Garfield.
Yep, Garfield, maybe.
And then it cuts over to Tallahassee. He just goes, yeah.
One of my favorite referenced things ever. And I love that whole joke entirely. I died laughing whenever I first saw it when I was very little.
Yeah. Personally, I'm not as much on it.
Because
I watched it and I was just like, they spent a long time gushing about how great Bill Murray is. And I was like, I know Bill Murray's great. Get on with it.
Yep, get on with it. Oh, man. Not much else to say about acting.
Yeah, no, not really. Like, everyone does their part. They're relatively funny.
Yep.
They carry, like, what is relatively, like, what could be constrained as somewhat serious dialogue at times into actually very humorous jokes. So, It is very much led by the actors and the delivery.
Yep.
It's played very straight.
Yep. All right, so production.
Production-wise, I watched this as, like, I can absolutely see the era this movie was made in. Mm-hmm. Because Edgar Wright just got a career. Yeah. And everyone wanted to be Edgar Wright. This movie is special effects and how it's cut together and how they use sequencing is like a director who desperately wants to be Edgar Wright.
Very fair. Very fair. Like, a very stylized editing, very stylized everything, and it's like...
Quick cuts, text flies across screen, people are running around the text, it's very, like, overlaid into that. The actual sequencing's cut together with far cuts and then into the close. Yeah. Like, it is very Edgar Wright-styled editing.
Mm-hmm. But the question is, do they execute it good? It's
not the worst Edgar Wright copycat I've ever seen. There's some really bad ones. They do, like, a passable job. In which case, like, it's not full Edgar Wright. They do, like, they mix some of the stuff in to be like, oh, this is what people like now. And then they kind of mix it in. So it's like, it's fine, yeah.
Yeah. It works for me. I'm just going by the numbers on this review, honestly.
Yeah.
I just know, like, our next movie, I'm going to have a lot more to gush about.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, so design. I like the designs of the zombies pretty well. I mean, they're just by the numbers zombie looks.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
They definitely do a funny thing with, the moment someone turns into a zombie, they immediately become a bloody mess.
Yeah.
There's no, like, oh, it's a person. Oh, wait, no, that's actually a zombie. It's like, they are 100% a zombie or not a zombie. Yep. There is no mistaking a zombie for a normal person.
Yep. One of the things that, if you've ever played Evil Dead and you, like, shoot a zombie and stuff, they pretty much just fully explode.
Yep.
And I do like how in Zombieland they kind of follow that same trope. At least with some of the zombies. I'm trying to remember the one I think of at the top of my head. Wasn't the clown zombie that they really go with?
That's the one that he hits with the mallet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was the mallet one.
I can't really think of that many that explode.
I don't think any of them really explode. Maybe it might have been confusing with Double Tap, the sequel.
Yeah, like, so, yeah, the running gag in this movie is Rule 2, double tap.
Yep.
Where you have to hit a zombie twice.
Yeah, just to ensure that they're dead.
Yeah.
So, yep. Not much else to really say.
Not for design, no.
Would you recommend this movie to people?
Oh, just like a decent recommendation, depending. So
I mean, it's fine as like a fun like say for example October and it's like Halloween area.
Yeah, this is
like it's a good like one to throw in there. Like if you're tired of like horror movies in general, but you still want monster related ones, it's like this ain't a bad one to go off of. It's funny. It's just everything.
If someone threw this on during Halloween, I'd just be like, okay.
Yep. Wouldn't be my first choice when
oh
it comes.
God, no, yeah.
Yeah, like I love this movie still, but it's also like this is not the one where it's like if I need a horror comedy or whatever.
Yeah, like a lighthearted thing thrown on during a party.
Yep, this is an inoffensive choice, but it's not my first.
Yeah, because if you're throwing something on during a party, it has to be a horror comedy, because you're not going to throw on like an actual full-on horror film.
Mm-mm. Unless like people were actually sitting down and they were all intently watching the movie.
Yeah. Like, that's a movie night, not a Halloween party.
Yeah. So, how would you rate this out of 10?
This is a solid, deep 7. This is a solid bedrock 7 for me.
Yep. I would say it is a 7, closer to an 8 than a 6. However, if I had to go back and rework this list again, this would probably be on the lower end of the top 50.
Fair enough.
Still good, but it's like, yeah, this is definitely a nostalgia pick for me.
That's fair.
All right. Now we can get on to the longer portion of the review. Back to the Future.
Yes.
Man, back-to-back Steven Spielberg ones with you here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's produced, not directed, though.
I still say, like, this
it's a Steven Spielberg film.
It feels more like a Steven Spielberg. Like, if somebody was going to say something about Back to the Future, it's like, oh, another Steven Spielberg one. I wouldn't say Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah.
Which...
So.
Yeah.
What is your experience with Back to the Future?
Seen this quite, like, very similar to Indiana Jones when I was younger. Seen this quite a number of times. Seen Back to the Future as 1, 2, and 3 once an entire day when I was younger. Loved each one of them. So today, on the other hand, it's like, I love Back to the Future 1 more.
Yep.
Back to the Future 2 has problems.
Yeah.
And Back to the Future 3...
It's a fun romp.
it's a fun romp. It has its problems, but it's like, as a turn your brain off movie and not thinking about it, a serviceable way to end the trilogy.
Yep. So, my experience with Back to the Future is I watched this for the first time in high school. So, I actually don't have, like, extreme nostalgia around it. But it was something I watched in high school, so.
Yep.
And I watched all 3 movies in just one setting.
Yep.
Because it was one of those that someone got me Back to the Future, and I was like, oh, okay, I never saw that before. And I sat down and I just watched all 3 movies back to back. And Back to the Future 3, it was the one at the time I enjoyed the most, but nowadays, like, Back to the Future 1's just objectively the best one.
Yeah.
In which case, yeah. So, with that said...
Shall we start with writing?
Well, what's the plot?
No, the plot. Well, you have 2 characters. You got Marty McFly and Doc.
Dr. Emmett Brown, which is a really dumb joke.
Very much a dumb joke. However, most people just call him Doc.
Yep.
So, essentially, it is about how Doc created a time machine out of a DeLorean.
Yep.
And once you reach 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious shit.
Yep.
And literally, they travel back into the past, or at least Marty does. Because wait, oh yeah, that's right. So Doc gets shot.
Yes.
And Marty escapes in the DeLorean, and he travels back about, was it 30 years into
30
the past?
years?
30 years in the past. So it went from the 1980s to...
1985 to 1955.
Yep. So middle of the 1950s. You know, the golden age of America middle-class life. You know, the time period that we all want to go back to for some reason.
So, yeah, this movie falls deeply within a trend I like to call released in its nostalgic films.
Yep.
So this is a series of movies. What always happens is films and TV shows, they are set 20 to 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. This is a consistent thing. You'll always find a movie will come out every once in a while, and they chose just so happen for a setting about 20 to 30 years ago.
There's an example, actually, I have of this scenario. However, it uses that trope to criticize this nostalgic feeling.
Yep.
So we have a movie that was just released about 2 months ago. I'm sure Chris has told you a little bit about it. It's about Backrooms.
Oh, yeah.
It is set in the late 80s, early 90s. And it's about nostalgia in a large amount of ways. So people have, like, literally, that time period, it shares about, like, the same time span as Back to the Future. This was, like, 30 or some odd years ago. So where you're playing around with, hey, let's look back on the golden years.
Yep. So you see this a lot is people are like, ooh, back when I was younger. And, like, you see this, like, I think one of the most apparent worst offenders of this is the 70s show.
Oh, God.
Where it was a show released in the 90s about the 70s. Like,
yep.
You see this a lot is, oh, back during these times. But, like, yeah.
Back in my day.
However, this movie does not paint it 100% great.
Yeah, it's not full-on rose-colored glasses, which
yeah.
I appreciate. However, yeah, we're essentially going back into the past. Marty is trying to find Doc because the DeLorean messes up. And he's like, hey, I need your help to get back to the future. Name of the movie, Back to the Future.
Yep.
However, as the time machine is being fixed, he pretty much goes into the town that he grew up in, and he's just experiencing what the time period was like. Everything is different. Like, in the 1980s, everything looks old, boring, old, decrepit a little bit. Like, not as much as, like, a rainbow sunshine.
Yeah, the city is much older. Yeah, the town's much older.
But when he goes back into the past, everything is much more colorful, at least in a way. Because it looks
Everything's new. Yeah.
Everything is new.
Because the city itself is like everything was built in the 50s. Mm-hmm. This is true for like a lot of small towns.
Yeah,
a lot of the major infrastructure was made in the 40s to 50s. Yeah, because all of the people came back from war and they needed jobs,
especially in that time period.
Yep. So all of the small towns, particularly small towns, for cities it's not so much true, but for like small towns, everything was newer. But by the 80s, it was all like pop up, like we just need to work. It became very run down, like 30 years later, because it was not made to last. It was made to work.
Yep. So, however, he meets his future mother and father.
Yep.
And he...
Well, yeah.
Well, I was going to say...
his mother and father, in the future, would be his mother and father.
Yeah. That's what I said. His future mom and dad. At least he meets their younger selves.
Yeah, that's the more correct term, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So... However, he messes up by altering the timeline a little bit because they're supposed to meet in a certain scenario and stuff like that, but Marty messes it up. And then, yeah, this is like the weird part of the movie. His mom falls in love with him.
Yep.
So now he's trying to get them back to trying to have them end up together in order to make sure that the future actually happens.
Yep.
Because, you know, if his parents do not get together, then that means his sister doesn't exist, his brother doesn't exist, and also he doesn't exist.
Yep.
So, trying to get all this done and whatnot. However, he's also in a time crunch because Doc tells him, hey, if you wanted to get back to the future, you got to have, like, this whole energy and whatnot to have it, and the only amount of energy that can produce that's feasible is a lightning strike.
1.21 gigawatts.
Yep. So, yeah, he's on a bit of a weird tangent of, like, okay, got to get them back together while also waiting for the lightning to strike the courthouse on this random day that's well known for it doing that. So, yeah, we're in a bit of a race against time in a way, even though it's supposed to be time travel, but yeah. So, as far as I can think of, that's the basic gist of the plot.
All right.
Back to the Future.
Let's get into the writing. Which case, I have to be giving one of my gold stars. This is one of the best written films I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
This
is a textbook example of, if you were teaching a film class, hand everybody a copy of the script. We're going to break this movie down, scene by scene, comparing it to the script, and it's like flawless every time. It's like you can write an entire essay on what makes the script work.
Well, like, a good example of this is take the script, hand to someone, go, find something to cut.
Yep.
It is so well curated. The script has been curated so amazingly, cutting out bull crap, keeping the stuff that works, adding stuff, cutting stuff. It has been curated so well as a script.
Yep. Like, all the fluff is not... There's, like, really no fluff. And if there is fluff, it just adds to it. In which, if you take it away, it would actually still hurt the movie at the end of the day, if it's not there.
Yep.
So, fully, love everything about the script. Like, it's one of the best adapted scripts I've ever seen in a movie. What else is there?
On top of that, this movie manages to avoid one of the worst traps that comes of the genre. They make the time travel digestible. Because that's a huge problem with time travel movies.
Yeah.
A lot of time travel movies like getting up their own butt about time travel. They're like, it's gonna work this way, and they're going to explain it, and they like to talk about this at length, and like, they're like, this is complicated, trust me.
Literally, for me with time travel, I always tell people, if you're gonna write about time travel or do something with it as a plot device, do not overcomplicate this at all. Like, if you're just doing...
Yeah,
like,
the two biggest sins is trying to do something way more complicated than is necessary, and two, over effing explaining it.
Yep.
Like, going about, like, oh, here's, like, all the stuff. It's just, like, it doesn't matter, man. They explain what's necessary.
Exactly. Like, there's only very few other time travel movies where they try to make theirs more complicated. Like, the whole idea of, like, say, oh, we changed this aspect of the past and whatnot, but it's only going to matter in, like, a alternate dimension or whatever, which maybe you can make that work, but I still think with Back to the Future, it's like, listen, if you change something in the past, it's going to alter the future.
Yep.
Every little thing. And it's like, okay, you know what? Fine enough. Sure, it can be flawed, but they at least are consistent on what they're doing.
Yep.
Because consistency is the most important thing whenever you're doing time travel. Be consistent.
Yep.
One other aspect about the writing, I mean, it's not part of the acting, but I would say about the characters. Marty McFly and Doc are some of the best main characters in any work of science fiction or fiction in general that are just fully iconic. Like, they're literally up there, in my opinion, of, like, say, Indiana Jones, for example.
I would say they are the best duo in science fiction history.
I'm trying to think of it. A part of, say, like, one of the Doctor Who's and their companion.
That's fair.
You can put those up there. Like, say,
I think it's up there. I don't think it wins.
I don't think it wins, but it's like, if I had to, like, say, like a duo of science fiction, like, the only one I can think of is, like, say, the Fifth Doctor and Sarah Jane.
That's fair. Okay.
But
that's up there.
It's up there.
But I would put
I'd still put Marty McFly and Doc.
Why am I forgetting their name? Was it Sarah Jane in the Fourth Doctor? I would put that above Fifth.
Oh, wait, I meant Fourth Doctor.
Yeah, okay.
I meant Fourth Doctor. No,
I was wondering because I was
Sarah
like,
Jane.
what?
No,
Yeah.
Sarah Jane left way before the Fifth Doctor came. I was thinking, like, it's the Fourth Doctor, but no, it's like, no. I was thinking the Fourth Doctor because I was like, oh yeah, that's the most iconic one. So it's got
Mary Jane and the Fourth Doctor is definitely up there. They're very good.
Yep.
Or
maybe David Tennant's Doctor and one maybe Billy Piper.
Like, if we're sticking within Doctor Who, I would say before that is Third Doctor and Lieutenant Bridge Stewart.
That's fair too.
Those two are amazing together.
That's very fair. However, as a science fiction duo, Marty McFly and Doc,
yeah, I think they're the best.
Are quintessential in movies and whatnot. Television shows, probably a different story. I mean, I guess you could say Rick and Morty if you're into that, but
they're a parody of this.
They're very much a parody of
this. It's hard to get better than this when you're a derivative of it.
Yep. You have anything else for writing? So I guess
writing-wise? Yeah, no, because I want to get into acting.
I guess one more thing for writing. I love the dialogue in this movie. There's so many quotable lines.
So funny.
It's
so funny.
Like we literally said earlier, when we get this puppy up to 88 miles an hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Yep. And my favorite, that always referencing heavy. Why is everything so heavy in the future? Is something wrong with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Or how about this one? So who's president in 1985?
Ronald Reagan.
The actor!
I guess Jerry Lewis is the vice president? Oh, man. There's so much good, subtle stuff in the movie, too. Like, one of my favorites is, I reference this all the time, is Doc just off-screen going, look! A rhythmic ceremony! The dance!
What about at the end of the movie when Marty is literally playing? He's playing Johnny Be Good, and then it's like a year or two before it actually came out. So like he's like, you guys may not get it, but your kids are gonna like it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do that. Chuck, it's me.
That's a
it's
good
me.
One. That was
Marvin Berry.
Yeah, I was about to say that was gonna be what I was gonna go off of, but then I thought, maybe the one after that was more well known. But yeah, you're right.
Trust me, your kids are gonna like it.
Yeah, trust me, your kids are gonna like it.
Yeah, it's like the dialogue is so hilarious.
Yep. All right, now we can move on to acting. So our two main standouts. Well, we do have a third, but our two main standouts are Marty McFly, played by... Shoot, I just lost his name.
You got this, I believe in you.
Michael J. Fox.
There you go.
And Doc, played by...
I don't know why I didn't help you. I knew the day I was just waiting. You said you literally suffer.
You see, you do like me. Doc, that is played by Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
Yep. Pitch perfect casting that will unfortunately never be able to be brought back together again.
Yes.
However, I love it whenever they're on screen together.
They work so well.
Like doing like one-off appearances with each other. I
just thought of the other science fiction duo.
What?
James T. Kirk and Spock. I didn't even think about it.
Future episode hinted at. Here we go. This is what we
call
This is what we call foreshadowing.
Yeah, anyways.
Yes. Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. Some of the best comedy actors. Still cannot believe that
C-3PO R2-D2.
I am going to kill you.
I keep thinking of new science fiction duos.
Stop it!
Dang it! I gotta stop.
Stop it! One of the best duos in acting that'll never be brought back again.
Yes,
Not that they are dead. It's just that Michael J. Fox, with his horrible illness with Parkinson's, will never be able to bring him back to actually acting again. Unless
also on top of that, like the studio's contractually not allowed to bring Back to the Future.
Hard to believe, honestly.
Because they tried to do it with the first one, and they were like, no. And they went, all right, we'll do 2 more, but after that, you can't make another one.
Yep.
Which, very smart.
Yep. But even then, those two breathed so much life into those characters that if it was anybody else, I don't think this movie would be as remembered as it is today.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because, like, Michael J. Fox was just beginning to hit his peak.
Yep.
After this movie. And of course, Christopher Lloyd was already an established actor beforehand anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So like,
the same year Clue came out.
Yeah. So, like, this is just another piece of another...
But yeah, this is just another good movie for him.
Yep.
This is Michael J. Fox's movie.
Yep. Literally, like, without him in it, I don't really know... Like, who could play as Marty McFly?
They tried.
I know.
They casted someone else. They did half the movie. And they scrapped the whole movie, recasted him as Michael J. Fox, waited for Michael J. Fox to be available, casted him, and redid the whole movie throwing out the old actor.
Who was the original actor?
I don't remember. It was some dude.
Coming soon, some dude plays Marty McFly in Back to the Future.
It's fascinating watching those clips, by the way, because it's line for line, beat for beat, Back to the Future. And he's doing, like, the same, like, stuff as Marty McFly, but it's like, it just doesn't work. It needs to be Michael J. Fox. I totally get why they got rid of it. Because watching him, it's just like, yeah, you're doing this stuff, but
you're not it.
It needs to be Michael J. Fox.
Or at least, like, we need an actor that is better. And who do we got? Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's one, like, watch the clips. It's like,
I'll go look for it, I guess.
It's not like he's doing a bad job. He's a perfectly serviceable actor. He's a good actor, I would dare even say. It's just not Michael J. Fox.
The only other actor I could say is a standout, but it's for stupid meme purposes.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah,
the actor that plays Biff.
Yep, I know, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very good in the role. He's very good.
Yeah. But I'll mention it in the podcast, but I think I've told Bryce about this before.
So many times, yeah.
Yep.
I think you even mentioned the top 50.
I probably have. It's about how Biff's actor, he's always approached by people that recognize him and just asks him a bunch of different questions. So often, in fact, that he made a song about the most common questions he's been asked.
Yep.
And, yeah, it's so funny. So funny. He's like, what's Michael J. Fox like? He's nice. Will there ever be a Back to the Future 4? No. Start asking me the questions. It's great. It's great. Anyhow, everybody else in terms of acting, they all do fine. They all are playing their spots just right.
Yep, and they're all funny at doing it, too.
Oh, yeah. What about the scene with that one kid that's supposed to be, I believe, Marty's uncle? Or at least his future uncle?
Yeah, he's like, little Uncle Joey.
Yep, little Uncle Joey. And they're all watching the television show, and Marty's just like, hey, I've seen this before. It's a classic.
Oh, okay, that's not Uncle Joey. That's one of the uncles, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, but then the kid is just like, what do you mean a classic or whatever? It's new. It just came out. It's like
I watched it on I watched it on a rerun. What's a rerun?
Yeah, because the concept of a rerun did not exist
in the 50s.
Like, the syndication was not a thing.
I thought you were going to do the little Uncle Joey. It's just like, you're my little Uncle Joey. Get used to these bars, kid. And the mom walks over. It's like, and that's our little Joey. He cries anytime we take him out of the playpen, so we just leave him in there.
You're right. I forgot about that one.
Uncle Jailbird Joey cries anytime you take him out of the playpen. Such a dumb joke.
A pretty dark one, too.
Yeah.
Very dumb. Alright, I have nothing else for acting unless
no.
Alright, production. All around, like, special effects, it's good.
Yeah.
Like the whole sequence of, like, traveling back into the past, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, not much to really go off of on that. I mean, the main thing about with, like it would go into design. I love the design overall of, like, jumping from, like, the future where it's older and then back to the past when it looks newer.
Yeah. It's very good set work.
Yep. Very fantastic set work. And then there's the DeLorean itself.
This is, I'm also going to put this out there, the best sponsorship ever put in a movie.
Yeah. This movie sold quite a number of DeLoreans.
Mm-hmm.
That people still to this day seek out to buy one just so they can recreate the time machine itself.
It has changed the DeLorean from what would have been a weirdly aged, like, relic of, like, the mid-'80s into, like, one of the biggest collector's items in film history.
Like, personally, the DeLorean, like, I actually did research myself about, like, would this ever be a car that I would like? And just looking at, like, the interior and all that stuff, without the Back to the Future in mind, as like a nostalgic factor, I would love to have a DeLorean as its own, right? Because I actually like the setup as itself, like the entire look of the inside.
Yeah.
Yes, it's dated from the 80s and stuff, but my favorite like aesthetic is literally the vaporwave, synthwave aesthetic. That's my favorite thing ever. So it's like, this would be something I'd love to have.
Because I was about to be like, in the end of the day, for me, it looks like an effing dated 80s vehicle that's whatever. Because to me, it's just like, it's just another one of the bulk ones, and who cares? But the only reason it's so memorable is because of this movie.
Yeah. But for me, it's like, this is a aesthetic that I really like, and I would have loved to have had a car like this back in the day if I lived at that time. But more people recognize it as, oh, this is the Back to the Future car. Which, yeah, fair enough.
Just think how much money effing DMC made off that.
I don't know, actually. I actually don't think the DeLorean sold nearly as much as it did, actually.
Well, I'm just talking about, like, sold off the lot for. Like, this movie came out, and they, like, how much, like... Sure, they probably didn't produce it, but, like, the amount people were willing to pay for it.
I don't know, actually. I need to look into that. I was just looking at, like, the design of it itself and whatnot, and just seeing the
Yeah,
interior.
like, I'm talking about as a sponsor.
But yeah, as a sponsor, it's like, I actually don't know for sure, actually.
Yeah. I'm willing to bet they made their money back.
Maybe, but they're no longer around anymore.
That's true.
So, anything else for design?
Well, for production.
Well, production, I guess, yeah.
For design? Iconic costuming.
Yeah?
Like, they make a good joke about it, too, with the life preserver.
Yeah? Oh, my God. All around, it captures the 1950s look, at least like the stereotype of the 50s. It looks like the 50s to me.
Yeah. They do a good job of, like, diametrically disposition for everything. They contrast everything very well. Because we get a little look around the town. They do the good stuff where everyone's walking about. We get to see everything. And it goes back into the 50s. And then we get to see how old everything is. Like, oh my gosh. It's... Design-wise, they did such a good job laying all that out. I love the set work. Set work is so good. And they have so many locations in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many locations.
So there is one more thing I forgot. And I guess it would fall into production, but it could fall into writing. The soundtrack of this movie.
Yep, that's production, yep.
Yep. I love...
Huey Lewis in the news.
Yep. It is one of my favorite openings of any movie. It's literally Huey Lewis in the news and the power of love.
Yep.
I freaking love that whole scene with Marty hightailing it out of... He's like, damn, I'm late for school.
Yeah.
And he grabs his skateboard and he just like he hitches a ride off of the back of a truck and is just trying to get to school. Meanwhile, Huey Lewis and the news are just blaring in the background while the credits roll. It's like, tugs at my heartstrings every single time.
And then beyond that is the actual, like, rest of the score. Da 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 da.
Yep.
I think I was talking 1 or 2 episodes ago about best scores.
Yep.
Like, most iconic. This might be up there in the top 5 most iconic scores in movies.
I think you did say that, yeah. Whew. Well, would you recommend this movie?
100%.
The fact that some people might say no makes me question, did they actually watch the same movie?
Like, yeah.
Did they just only play the Telltale game of Back to the Future?
I forgot that was a thing.
Never even played it. I don't even know if they even had the original actors in it either.
Probably not.
Of course they wouldn't. It was Telltale probably right before they closed down. Well, it's an easy 10 for me, though. It's kind
Easy 10. Easy 10.
Well, we reached the halfway mark of our top 50, which originally Bryce thought we would only make it past 3 episodes, which... Suck it.
Yeah. Prove me wrong.
Yeah. We are getting closer and closer to...
We might actually make it to our number ones. It is a strict possibility.
It is very hilarious if we actually make it to our number ones.
Notably, we'll both have to survive a few more months, but...
Yeah. I mean, there have been points to where I thought you would want to strangle me, but you know what? I might actually live to see the light of day.
And yeah, we're doing this all, like, it's been half a year now, so we might do this within the year even.
If I remember correctly, the final episode should be in either the end of February or the beginning of March.
Ah.
So, if you've been following along for that long, first off, what the hell is wrong with you? Second of all, screw you.
We didn't even tell them the next movies.
I know.
Okay. I thought you were trying to end off.
No, I'm not done yet. All right, well, for your homework, we are officially in the bottom half of the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So we are reaching into the beginning of fascism, I guess, because the 1920s.
Ah.
Yeah. Sorry, Bryce.
I would have referenced the Dada movement, but fair enough.
Let's just go with that instead. Alright, for your homework, 2 diametrically opposing movies yet again. Because they are 2 different movies.
2 different movies, therefore diametrically opposed.
Yes, they are going to kill each other. One would actually kill you.
These 2 movies are in an arena. Which one wins?
Well, I can tell you one half of them do not want to be in this. Okay,
what are the next 2 movies?
The next 2 movies are The Big Lebowski. Which is why I said they wouldn't want to be in this arena to begin with.
The Big Lebowski and
Halloween.
Halloween.
The original Halloween.
The original, yes. The original, you may say.
Yes. Well, you have anything to end this episode off, or am I going to have to?
We started on silence. We'll end with